need one of you to operate it. If I put it that way, you can see. I got it. See that's recorded. If you want to pause, you've got electrics. So that's the electrics to connect to your car. So that's your road lights. That will also do your fog light.
It's not a 13 pin.
Sorry?
It's not a 13 pin.
Not on this age van, no. So obviously you haven't got the. You're going to need an adapter to operate this then.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what this one will provide power to your fridge on 12 volts and also your charger for charging your battery as you're travelling along.
Okay.
Okay. The hitch, obviously something similar to perhaps what you've had on your trailer. So that's a handle which then obviously opens it up to when you're locking it up or unlocking it off the back of your tow ball. So that will lock it on. Obviously I'll show you that more when we put it onto the car. This is a stabiliser hitch. Okay, it works off friction. So what it's there for is to slow down the movement of pitching and yawing. Okay, so when you start travelling, obviously you feel a bit of that movement. That will not eliminate all of that. If you go and load it incorrectly, like piling loads of heavy stuff at the back end, it's obviously going to cause a bit of trouble. So make sure you are loaded it correctly, and then this will just help that little bit. It works off friction, as I said, so the tow ball needs to be grease free, so no grease on it whatsoever, and paint free. So if you've got paint on there, that paint needs to come off. I don't know if you've got a brand new tow ball yet, so the bound to still have paint on the ball itself. Because if any of the paint comes off the tow ball and goes onto the pants, that will contaminate them, and then obviously it won't be working as efficiently as obviously clean pads. Okay? Breakaway cable. You happy what that means? Yeah, so obviously that will operate, obviously attach to the car correctly. It will apply the brake if the caravan and car come apart. Okay. Jockey wheel. Obviously that's there. Obviously when you move it off the back of the car, also it can be used for leveling the van up as well. Then clamp on the side. Obviously when you drop your jockey wheel down, make sure that clamp is tight. Because the last thing you want to do is you get it off the back of the car and it just goes sliding down onto the wheel, onto that plastic, and that's going to shatter, and it's obviously going to be expensive. Okay? Happy with that bit? Okay, so normally the first thing when you get onto your van, I'm going to move that because the engineer's going to be happy locked in his workshop. So, I don't know if have you read anything about caravanning and how to...
Read, I haven't practiced.
Bits? Yeah, so you've read bits about it. That's always good because obviously you get a bit of a knowledge of what I'm talking about anyway. Right, so first thing you do when you obviously get onto your pitch, obviously if you can reverse on all the better, because what you can do obviously the first thing you're looking at is the pitch level, okay? So if you're on a slight lean to one side or the other, you're going to need to be able to lift one side or the other of the caravan up. To do that normally is using the car to back it up onto a ramp on one side or the other, okay? So once you've done that, obviously check before obviously you start doing that, but make sure, obviously you have got a spirit level actually attached to this one, so that makes life a bit easier to
that's good.
To view. Okay, so once it's level side to side, obviously handbrake on, disconnect from the car, then you can level it front to back by using your jockey wheel, so winding it up or down to put the nose up or down. Okay, once you've done that, then you can bring the steadies down in each corner. Okay, using the wind handle. Here's the one in the front. Yeah. So you've got the wind handle there, look. Ooh. I've got a drill fitting, which obviously makes life a lot easier. We'll go from this side as well. So you've got points either side, you can see there, look. So you just wind that down. Okay, it's not there for lifting your van, it's not a jacking system, it's just there to steady the van. So when you're in, it's just stopping it rocking and rolling. Okay? What you do is wind it all the way down to the ground, obviously, so it's in contact with the ground. Don't overwind it. But what I tend to do is go around all four corners, make sure you've done that, then what I'll do is that. If you see it's bouncing, then obviously they're not down hard enough. So another half turn until it's solid. Okay? I'll wind that one back up again. You have got two at the back at the moment which are down. Okay, we do this for ease of getting them in and out. Obviously, as we're quite busy today, we need to obviously get them out rather quickly. Okay, so always put at least one down at the back if you're going to get in the van, because obviously the door is right near the back. The last thing you want to do is get in the van where there's no leg and it could go. You'll be staying up at the sky. Okay? Right? Happy with that? Okay, so what we'll do, obviously, next thing you probably may do is switch the gas on. So your gas connector, I will connect your gas shortly. That's your gas cylinder over there. You've got a regulator on board, if you've been camping or whatever before, or used other gas before, where you may have had the regulator attached to the bottle itself. Yeah. This, the caravan actually is attached to. Okay, so that is your regulator there. I will connect your pipe, which is called a pigtail, and that will connect to your cylinder by this kind of mechanism here. I'm not sure if you've got the bolt one. or the hand tight one. If you've got the hand tight one, always it's the same with either or really. Make sure it is tight before you start using the gas, because obviously if it's not tight, it may be leaking, and obviously you don't want it leaking gas anywhere. Okay. You have also got, obviously apart from the on-off tap on the top of the gas cylinder, which you should always switch off when you're travelling, there's this other one here. You don't need to turn that one on off, but if you want to, if you had 2 cylinders and you run one down and you want to change it to the other one, obviously as soon as you disconnect that, you're releasing the pressure off it. What you can do is shut that before you obviously disconnect it, attach it to the other one, turn it on so it keeps the pressure in the pipe, so you want to have a bit of air in it when you try to operate appliances inside. Okay, happy with the gas one?
Yep.
Yep. Right, down this side, obviously use your water. So this is where you connect your water in. Aquaroll. Obviously you've got that in your starter pack, which is over there, which I'll show you afterwards. To connect your water, this is your pump. Okay, this comes with the Caravan. Obviously there's your pump. Always make sure you've got a full Aquaroll, or as full as you can obviously when you're using it. Don't let it run dry, because if it lets it run dry, the pump can burn out if it's been running for a long time and you don't realise. To connect it into here, see there's these 2 little tabs here, look. So there's no way you can get this the wrong way around, because obviously there's a big hole to plug that in and that into there. So just all you do is push that in, just close the tabs, obviously it locks it in. Make sure you open them tabs before you pull it out, because if you end up you'll be pulling them out as well. Okay? This here is your boiler vent, so if you're going to operate on gas, that is the cover there. Obviously the cover needs to come off, so cover on obviously for travelling. If you run on electric you can leave the cover on, but if you operate on gas, that needs to come off. It won't allow you to operate on gas. If you've left it on, it'll just shut it down. Okay. Battery box, got your battery here, which I'll complete fitting in afterwards. Always make sure it's in the bag, because if it does leak, obviously it contains it in the bag and doesn't start damaging any of that. Okay, so obviously your battery always stays connected. 240 inlet, obviously you can see that there. In your pack you will have a cable, obviously this is ours. Normally what you will do, obviously connect in there, and you see this little groove here. Obviously the battery would normally be inside. You see that, make sure that cable's in that groove and it's not getting trapped in this bit here. So obviously when you use it, that's obviously shut. Okay, always connect your Caravan end of the cable first, then unravel the cable and connect your bollard after. Okay, if you do it the other way around, connect your bollard first, you've got a live cable you're carrying across wet grass. Not a good idea. Okay, happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Wastewater outlet. Obviously I've got a bucket there at the moment. Here I've got Wastemaster, this is that there. All you do is just plug them to it, they just plug straight in, and that end goes into your Wastemaster.
Perfect.
Obviously clicks that. Obviously normally when you find that that's full, the likelihood is that's empty, or the other way around, if you realise that's empty, the likelihood that's full. So you'll be doing one or the other. If you have a look, so you can see the picture on your Wastemaster. It's got an L shape, okay? So normally that will lay flat. You could slide it underneath, that's what the L shape is, and slide that all the way underneath, but you can see that's where the handle is. If that's all the way underneath the Caravan, you fill that with, I think it's about 38 litres of waste water. It's going to be heavy. Trying to drag that back out again, it's not going to be easy. So it's just as easy just to leave it alongside. You see some people with it underneath, but not so fun. Okay, toilet chemicals. Right, we're at the toilet end now. So pink chemical, that goes in the flush tank, which is that one there. Okay, so just tell you on here how much you should be putting in. So normally it's only a small amount, and the blue chemical goes in the waste tank underneath. Okay, so flush tank, what you do is put your pink chemical in, top it up with water. The only time you know it's full is when you can see it through the hole. The only time you know it's empty is when you're flushing it, there's nothing coming out. Okay, don't travel with it full, because if it does overflow into the van, obviously it's not going to be good. So you can travel with so much in it, so if you need a pit stop on the way, you can obviously use it. Waste tank, obviously that's where all the nasty stuff goes. To get that out, as you can see down there, there's a little yellow lever. That's locking it in at the moment. Obviously lift that lever, it will slide out. If it's not sliding out easy, likelihood is the waste gate, which is on the toilet, has been left open or not fully closed. So push it back in, go inside, make sure it's closed, and it should come out. Okay? As I said, blue chemical in here. Okay? Plus water, around about a pint, litre of water they recommend. So obviously that's there to start breaking down the nasty stuff. Okay, to empty it, obviously take that off. do not put it on the wall because there's an entry point.
On every website you read, it says.
Yeah, do not put it on there because if that goes down that hole, you're not. Well, one, you're not going to be sticking your hand down there, and the warden's not going to be happy because you've just blocked his probably sewage system up. You've got an air button there, okay? So you just press that and it allows it to come out easier. So you imagine a bottle of water, you turn it upside down, like obviously that allows it to flow out easier. Underneath here, there's a float. Okay, that's for an indicator on the flush tank inside or the cistern inside to say if your waste tank's full. If you go and put, which most people do, put a bit of water in and slosh it around trying to clean it out, if you thrash it around too much and that loosens that float and it drops out and that goes down the emptying point as well. Not that you can't see by opening the gate anyway and see down there. Okay, you can access via there. I'm going to do that. Obviously don't do that when there's water there because you get in your face. So you can access through there to clean it if you want to. And then normally when you empty it, you just put that bit of water back in, then when you get back put your bit of blue chemical back in. So always put that blue chemical water in before you use it. You can use it without it, but say you on the long journey and you can obviously use it, but get chemical in when you can. Okay, just in here you see that's a little plug. That's the drain for your flush tank. Okay, trying to catch anything that's coming out of there is nearly impossible unless you hold something there for an hour or so. So the best thing to do is flush it into your tank. Okay, and then just drain the last little bit through there. Okay, so especially for winter, make sure you are draining waters out. And these batteries here, that's to do with the indicator for your waste tank. Okay, so you see them there. That powers that. Okay, happy with that bit? Right, so you got your obviously steady corners. There's actually on the underneath. It's going to be a bit fiddly to get to at times. But apart from that, obviously they're just right. This here looks very similar to your toilet cassette. Obviously it's just a storage area, perhaps for sticking shoes or something like that, which is quite handy, which is right next to the door. Obviously you wouldn't want muddy boots going in, and obviously that's it down the side. Apart from wheel nuts, okay, it's very important you're checking wheel nuts, because the last thing you want coming off is a wheel. And when there's only got two wheels on, one less wheel is not very good. Okay, so I will check them before you leave. Okay, it is 115 Newton meters. It is in your handbook. Okay, make sure you are checking them regularly. I will check that before you leave.
Perfect.
Okay. What we've got here is your keys. So one key does all locks. So you've got one and a spare.
Okay, perfect.
All right. If you'd like to go inside. Hopefully
it smells clean.
Yeah, oh, it smells nice. Hopefully it's a bit warmer than 8 even. So I'll have the heater on it. Right. Stick me slippers on because I don't want to freshen up the balances. Okay, I'll just shut the door because one it distracts me because I've got him alongside me obviously talking and it's a bit of a distraction. Right, so first thing you come into your van, obviously one thing you need is get your 12-volt systems up and running. So just down here is your little control panel. Right, so your 12-volt systems to switch on is this switch here. So you've got a car van switch, okay? In the centre's off. If you're not right, I've switched that off. It's still coming through from the 240 that's supplying the 12-volt. If you still need to switch that on, especially if it's this one here. There's one that says car van.
Yeah.
Switch it down to van, so the bottom one. Going back to when caravans obviously were a bit more primitive than what they are now, they used to run off the car battery.
Oh, right.
Okay, so there's still that option there. So if you flick that to car, this is when you're on the site, not when you're travelling. When you're on site, you could actually run the 12 volts off your car battery. But obviously there's a big problem with that is you drain that down. Obviously you may not want to go home after being on holiday, but not a good thing if you can't start your car. So always make sure it's down to van. Okay. What you've also got there is auxiliary, so that switches all the auxiliaries on, and your pump switch.
Okay, question, when to charge it from the car, doesn't matter what position that switch is in?
No,
okay.
It's being centre. It will automatically start charging from when you switch your engine on, and you've got the grey one connected.
Yep.
That will then supply direct to that, same with your fridge as well. Okay, so first thing, you would not switch your pump on. I'll tell you that for a reason in a minute. And then you've got your trip switches for your electrics. So if you plug your electrics in, come in, press the test button just to make sure that does trip. Okay, and then you can switch it back on again.
Perfect.
Okay, battery charger, so you've got 240 connected, switch that on and that will start charging your battery with the 240 as long as that's connected. Water heater, make sure that is off before you start any of the water system, especially if you drained it previously. And space heater, that doesn't matter because that can stop on at any time. As soon as you unplug 240, it will switch itself off anyway. Okay. So what we're going to do now, as I said, you don't switch water pump on to start with because you need to make sure things are shut.